Okay, we'll see if we've got Gemma.
Hello.
Can Gemma hear us?
I can hear you. Can't see you. Just bear with me.
Come in, Gemma. Is it coming?
Come on, Gemma.
Come on, Gemma. Where are you?
Bear with me.
Start again. Oh, here we are.
Gemma.
Gemma. Right, sorry about that. Okay, hi guys. Thank you very much for being here today. Really appreciate it. Fantastic. I've got a couple of questions for you. The first one is a classic Who related question. So my absolute favourite classic era episode Doctor Who is Vengeance on Varos. I just wondered if you could tell me what your retrospective views were about that episode, and also how you think it's relevant to today's society.
Colin, we'll start with you again.
Well, it turned out to be prophetic, didn't it? All the things that
very much so
were on in the programme turned out to happen. All that kind of manipulating the public by the use of television, and politicians using it to keep the masses quiet. Arguably, that's still happening. And Mary Whitehouse, of course, got the whole thing wrong by thinking that this was a programme about violence. It wasn't. It was exactly what she ought to have been applauding. It was suggesting that putting violence on television was a bad thing. But of course, she didn't quite get that. My other memories of lots of lovely actors in it, working with young Jason Connery in his first job, and Martin Jarvis, and nearly being hung. I remember that when we were rehearsing the hanging scene. I had a rope round my neck, and the floor gave way, and I fell through. Fortunately, the rope wasn't tied at the other end. Otherwise, Sylvester McCoy would have got an earlier entrance.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the episode, Nicola?
I loved it as a story. I thought it was absolutely superb, and it's definitely one of those, if you go back and watch it, it stands the test of time. So I can understand why it's your favourite. I really enjoyed it too. I remember Colin you had the mirage scene, wasn't that in Vengeance on Varos? So you're dying of thirst. And I remember at the time, because John Nathan Turner was so ahead of his time, he was trying to get a deal with Perrier for Peri, eh? And so there was a point where he thought we might be filming in the Mirage, which is so un-BBC, but I might be walking forward with a glass of Perrier. But I think just before, and people who look up all the dates of these things, I think it was just before then, whatever, they had that kind of scare with Perrier bottles. There was some kind of, we had to all stop drinking Perrier for a while. So that didn't happen. But I remember John had kind of warned me that I might be doing that. And I was like, okay, thinking, this is the BBC, isn't it? Placement, advertising, which of course even the BBC do now. So yeah, I remember that. I remember working with Jason, who was charming and sweet and lovely. And I had such a crush on Martin Jarvis, such a crush. And I remember Colin ribbing me about my crush all the time, saying, shall I go and tell him? She's like, no. So yeah, I just remember always having such a good time in all of the stories. But I think as stories go, I think that's one of those that really still holds my imagination all these decades later. I don't deal, Planet of Fire, or with Caves of, and you're going, great story, and then that little okay, just to forget the monster. It's the only thing that kind of dates the budget. It's one of those lovely stories, Vengeance, that was, as Colin says, very prophetic, really.
Mm-hmm.
I remember holding the setup at one point, because we were being chased down a corridor. I remember those endless corridors that all looked the same. And we had to push a button, and the door opened, and Nicola went through, and then I was supposed to go through. But when I pushed the button, I realised that the entire set had come detached as a result of my pushing the button. So I stood there holding it, and I got shouted at by the floor manager. He said, "Go through the door," from the side of the set. I said, "I can't." He said, "Go through the door," and I did, and it fell over.
Apart from almost getting hung then in Ben Sparks, was there any other accidents nearly happened on set for you two?
Oh,
Frequently.
Oh.
yes, exactly. It was kind of par for the course. No great health and safety in those days. I think I was permanently bruised and scratched and, things like that. So I'm happy to do it. That was the other thing.
Mark of the Rani,
Yes.
I was being chased by extras, and I had to grab hold of a chain above a well to stop myself falling down. And the extras grabbed hold of me and pulled, and my little finger, this one, got caught between two links and dislocated.
Ooh.
I've always had a rough time with extras. I got trampled by extras in War and Peace who were told to run from A to B, chasing me. And I fell over my sword, excuse me, halfway from A to B, and they ran over me.
Nice.
Because they'd been told to run from A to B. The fact that I was underfoot didn't trouble them at all. I haven't got coronavirus.
I hope not. Yeah, there's a bit of a cough. You got a drink handy, Colin?
No. I've got a cough.
Thank you for your questions, Gemma. We will speak to you again soon, okay?
Right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we've got a few questions that have come in from different people from the Facebook group and so on. Again, all things you've been asked a million times, but did you ever realise at the time that this would be with you for the rest of your life in such a big way? Because, Doctor Who was always big, but it's come back even bigger, and it seems to have revived the old school again, and the big finish kept it going, and so on. As it always, did you see this at the beginning? Nicola, I'll ask you.
Well, I knew I was in that really unusual position that I had just gotten a job that if I told people what I was doing, they would actually know what it was. Because so often as an actor, you say, well, I'm doing this play, and they go, oh, I've never heard of it. But to do a job where everyone would know exactly what you were doing certainly made me feel that I was doing something incredibly iconic. And then throughout my filming time, I got to tick several boxes. So when I realized that Peter was leaving, I thought, oh, tick regeneration. Great. Yeah. So that I thought, well, that's even more incredible to be a part of Doctor Who and regeneration. And then we got to do our special, The Two Doctors, with Pat Troughton. Cool. So I realized that in terms of my time in Doctor Who, I was very lucky to have that. Did I think that I would be sitting at home on an iPad talking to you in Scarborough with Colin, discussing the show all these decades later? No, I didn't think it would carry on to this degree. I had a sense that I might come off stage when I was 90 years old, and a particularly avid fan might say to me, oh, so you were Peri in Doctor Who. I thought the avid fans would stay with me and they'd be a part of my life forever, and they'd be following things that I do, and that would be wonderful. I just didn't think it would carry on in this same way.
What about yourself, Colin?
I suppose one never really thinks about it. When you're young, and I was then, unbelievably, you don't really think about the distant future. But I do remember when I went to meet the head of series and serials with John Nathan Turner, the only thing he really wanted to impress upon me was the fact that this meant that I was going to be the Doctor forever and ever, and that whatever else I did in the future, that would be not a burden, a responsibility. So I kind of embraced that. But again, you know, as you said, I'd be sitting here talking to you. Well, I wouldn't believe I could sit and talk to anybody in Scarborough back in 1983 while looking at them. It never occurred to me. But the very first convention I went to in America, before I'd even seen a script, let alone the costume, and it was attended by thousands of people, desperately exciting, I knew that we did have a tiger by the tail, if you like. And this was a pretty powerful beast, which is still exercising its power brilliantly.
Absolutely.